Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob Ent podcast, the best sports podcast in New Jersey. You already know we got a special guest on today, but before we get into that, follow some house rules. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, tell any and everybody about this episode. We trying to be here for a good time and a long time. None other, Jason Smith in the building. How you doing this morning?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate you being on. This is one of my OGs, one of the people that when I played with him, instilled a bunch of confidence, showed mad love, and now he's coaching at PCC?
Bergen Community College in Paramus, New Jersey. Absolutely.
Bergen Community College, doing his thing, helping those kids out, which is huge, which is why I want him to be on the show. But before we get into that, I want to start with this, right? So I saw you put this on your Instagram a while back. Screenshotted it, saved it for this day.
Talk to me.
Just for the record, is Magic over Kobe?
Oh, wow. Okay, we're getting into that from the beginning.
Oh, yeah. Break that down for me.
Okay, I feel like it's not even a debate. I think it's tough to even put Kobe in the top 5 Lakers, let alone the best Laker. It's my humble opinion. I think it's Magic and everybody else. I would go Magic, Kareem, Jerry West, Shaq, Kobe.
Okay.
Possibly if I put Kobe in the top 5. And that's not Kobe hate. And this is crazy. Because people went crazy when I said it. And I feel like maybe I was just being naive. I felt like it was just nothing. Like, this was public opinion, like easy money. Got a lot of pushback from that. As you can see, there's a lot of pushback. Where you stand on it?
Me personally, I think Kobe is one of the greatest Lakers of all time. And I've said before, if Magic doesn't retire, I think that's a completely different career. I think he could squeeze out another 2 or 3 championships.
Absolutely.
Kobe was my era, and that was my favorite player growing up. But I could see where somebody has Magic over Kobe all-time ranking. And when you're looking at Lakers history, that's the thing that's crazy with Lakers history. It's so many greats.
Yeah.
You being a part of that top 5 is actually an accomplishment.
100%. I just think Magic's number 1. Clearly, 6'9", 20 points a game, 10 assists a game. I don't know how many All-Stars. I wish I was prepared for this question, this comment. But for me, it's Magic all day. Magic all day.
Y'all could do the research. Y'all know what Magic Johnson is. If you don't do it, Google is free. YouTube is free. Go look it up. Magic was really like that. You mentioned that aspect though with Magic and what he 6'9", being able to pass, score, rebound. That year that he won the championship, I think it was his rookie season. Playing center.
Yeah.
Absolutely astronomical crazy, right? Where do you look at on the league as a whole? I gotta ask, since you're here, who do you view as your GOAT?
Well, my GOAT's MJ, obviously. I'm from that generation where most people my age, my background, they're going to say it clearly. I guess exploring this question more, I've been seeing how a lot of people think it's LeBron lately. But I think it's MJ. I think he was a better athlete. You go into intangible things and say things like competitor. I think it's obvious his mean streak, better jump shooter through his early years, better defender, I feel like. I think it's Mike, and I definitely think Bron's second. I just feel like Mike's in a different class. And that may be unfair and even a bias, but yeah, I think it's Mike and everybody else.
Hey, can't knock it. I see it. I'm a part of the generation. Everybody says Bron.
Okay.
But I don't knock anybody that says MJ.
So you're Bron.
I'm Bron.
Wow. Okay, this is crazy.
I'm Bron.
I'm getting educated. I love it already, man. We're only a couple minutes in.
I'm Bron, but I'm not of the era of the people that's like say MJ is trash or anything like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the part where I don't go to that extent.
Okay.
I got Bron because of everything that he brings. Rebound and assist, the 10 straight championships, bringing those teams. So I have him, but it's not like some landslide or anything like that. But that's just me personally. But I don't knock anybody that has MJ up there. I have up on my list too, like people like Tim Duncan. I don't think Tim Duncan gets talked about enough. Granted, he wasn't a MJ or a Kobe, but the amount of success he had, I don't think can be ignored. So it's a fluctuating list, and everybody has their own opinions on it. For you, actually playing the sport, because there's a lot of people that coach but never played, and that doesn't mean that they can't coach, but obviously people have a certain level of respect of people that actually played the game.
Yeah.
What was your journey for basketball and going through specifically like that JUCO route?
Okay, I'm a proud JUCO baby. Some of the best athletic years of my life, some of my greatest memories. Kind of start in high school. We'll start there, pick it up. I was always in trouble, unfortunately, just being immature, making bad decisions, so it affected my eligibility. And when I finally did play, I only played probably like 8 or 10 high school games, varsity period. Stepped in varsity immediately, did pretty good. My coach, Steve Perciello, he got in contact with Sussex Community College. And he said, okay, let's make it happen. Went to a visit up there. It's not like I'm top 100. I go to a college visit, I'm gone. Like, I don't care where it was, what it was. So they came out, OD McDonald's, like, French fries. Say, yeah, I'm here. Let's do it. Like, sign me up. But I'm still, before I even start college, I have to pay the price for my poor academics in high school. So I start college. I fill out my FAFSA, my financial aid and everything, but I can't get anything until I actually graduate. I just left high school. I didn't graduate high school. So I did some extra work. They gave me a private class in high school. I did a private class. Then I took, I'm sorry it's vague because it's so long ago, either 2 or 3 of my college classes from my freshman year and applied them to classes I needed in high school. Got my diploma like on like December 10th or something like that, the 22nd. Got my financial aid, and then I was actually finally eligible, because you're not eligible until you have your GD or your high school diploma. So I was practicing with the team and going through the grind of college, but I wasn't able to play. Finally got the opportunity to play my freshman year, about 10 games in. Came off the bench in a tournament in Connecticut, and I was all tournament team, and we won the tournament. And then that year went on relatively smoothly after that, as far as my freshman year.
So after JUCO, where did that actually lead you?
Well, after that, I took a year off. Then I played at Passaic. I had a great time there, some incredible teammates. And not just because, I definitely want to shout out a couple of my teammates. I know it's early for that, but I'm from the shout-out era. You know what I'm saying? I know you're younger than me, but this is what we do. We got to shout people out, show them respect. So R.I.P. Alto Virgil, one of Montclair's finest. And I'm not saying this because, he's not with us anymore. He was generally one of the best teammates I ever had. Just teammates, not just basketball. Obviously, he was a 2-time All-American as a junior college player, but he was just a great teammate, tried to instill confidence in everybody, and he definitely wanted everybody to eat. Even though he was averaging 20 points, he wanted everybody to eat and be aggressive, go for theirs, always trying to make the locker room a light. There's George Tejada I play with in JUCO. He's a Dominican cat, looked black, you know what I'm saying? So we'd go places like in Washington Heights, everywhere. People talking Spanish, talking trash. He's picking up on all of it. And then he's checking them in Spanish out of anywhere. But he was a great JUCO player. He actually got some Division I interest just from some of his practices, because he left PCC and went to JUCO, in the Midwest, in Missouri. Great ball handler, real good athlete. He could dunk on people left and right, make the three. I had a lot of great teammates, but in JUCO. But I did want to shout, those guys out definitely.
Oh, that's no problem with that, because
I might do it again. So hey, it is what it is, baby. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got it a part of my docket for you to shout out some players.
Okay.
Anyway.
Pardon me. I didn't mean to jump the gun.
No,
I apologize.
There's no problem with that, because I know you locked in with specifically sports in general and basketball, but
Yes,
I know
sir.
you locked in with the Jersey basketball scene still, even though.
No, I'm relatively tapped in, but there's a lot I don't know that's going on, especially in Essex County. One of my boys, guys I'm recruiting named JUCO, he's an incredible player. he was trying to fill me in on everything, and like I'll say a name. I'm sure you know. And pardon me if I get his name wrong. Like Jameer Westry.
Mm-hmm.
He's that, right?
Yeah.
I just heard about him yesterday, so
You,
I know I'm not I'm not everywhere and everywhere I need to be in every pocket, but it's Jersey and everybody else with me. And you know, that's number one, you know, and Jersey support Jersey all the way. But yeah, I got a lot more educating to do.
Hey,
still.
he being humble, y'all. If y'all follow him on Instagram, it's at least once a week he posting somebody from Jersey. So
Yeah, that
he may
I
not
rock
know
with.
every single person, but it's a lot of people that he's posting that some people don't even know about or not giving enough love to them. So we're going to talk about that later in the
I
episode.
appreciate that.
But
Those are mostly people I have a personal everybody a personal connection to. But I appreciate that, man.
Oh no, of course.
I heard that kid's incredible.
Yeah, really good.
He is. Yeah, it's crazy.
So with the JUCO route, right?
Yeah.
And you mentioned it was academics and things
Mm-hmm.
of that nature. What do you think if you locked in and you were handling your business? What do you think would have been your actual ceiling? Could you go on D1, D2? What do you think?
I did get a Division II scholarship offer after my freshman year of JUCO, and then I went out to Spring Arbor University. You know, you could try out. Did great, just because I was an intense competitor, and then that's when the immaturity kind of kicked back in. You know, I get back to campus, I'm like, yo, I just got a D2 offer 1 year. I go back to school, I'm definitely going D1, Shen. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I was talking to myself. And I didn't. Obviously, you know, I had a good season, solid season, played in the All-Star game, did some things. No interest really. And by the time I reached back out to him, now I'm getting treated the same way I was treated, ignoring calls, not responding to emails. It's like very immature, but a life lesson, a great life lesson that, you know, I could share with, unfortunately, people my age still, and, you know, really teach the youth about thinking you're too good for an opportunity.
That might
definitely
be
easily Division II proven. You know,
that might be the title of the episode right
Okay.
there. Thinking you're too good for an opportunity.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. But like you said, humble. It humbles you, and you can really learn from it, and it can catapult you, you know, out of here because you made this mistake. You learn from it, and now you're looking at every little thing like, damn, oh, this is great. This is great. This is great. Things some people may think they're too good for. Nah, not me. Like if it all fell down, I'll hit you up like, yo, you got anybody that needs to clean your studio? Like, it's crazy as that sounds. I see you holding a smile. I'm not mad at you, but like, that's how I get down. Like, I wash the windows, like whatever it takes at this point, because I'm not too good for anything. And there's nothing wrong with elevating yourself. That's different. But I'm not too good to get my hands dirty. Not anymore, brother.
Definitely the same way. That's a life lesson beyond sports.
Yeah, absolutely.
My wife anybody that knows me, the working hard, doing any position is never an issue.
Yeah.
And with that, like you saying, the elevation aspect, every job that I had of regular like 9 to 5, I'll start at the bottom and it's be 3 months I'm at a manager position.
That's crazy.
My brother-in-law was telling me, he's like, yo, every time you get a job, you end up in a management position. And it's literally every single time is the work ethic and working hard. Like when I was at Hertz, I was at the busiest location in New Jersey.
Okay.
Jersey City location, right? So we would get anywhere from, on a Thursday, we might get like 100 rentals by like noon. Holidays, forget it. So what I started doing, people that have the mindset, we getting backed up, customers mad, rightfully so, cursing you out, where my car, all this stuff. So what I did, I'm going in at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Cleaning all the cars, making sure it's all ready. Oh, wait. You came in at what time? Boom. Christmas Day come in. All 200 cars already clean, ready.
Yeah.
Managers notice. Ain't got no choice but to elevate. So I agree in that regard as the importance of not thinking anything is too good for you.
To me, like, I'm not even being dramatic. I was getting charged up listening to that. I know it sounds like basic, but just the fact that you got up. I thought you were going to tell me something like so incredibly dynamic that you did that nobody thought of. And you said, I got up early. And that's hard work pays off. You know, I'm not even lying, supercharged. Like, you know what I'm saying? Thinking like that's a great story to tell your kids. Yo, like seriously.
Oh
That's
yeah,
dope, though,
I can't wait when they get of that age
yeah,
of
yeah, it's
understanding
incredible. It's incredible.
the work ethic. And even with this, like, we're not at the point obviously of all the smoke or anything like that.
You'll get where you get. You're gonna
But
get there.
taking it one day at a time and just putting your best foot forward.
Yeah, yeah,
doing
yeah.
the best version of you. And I keep that in mind, like when it's times like, yo, this person said no, this I have 2 kids to be able to show them like, hey, Pops maybe don't know what's gonna happen. Pops maybe didn't get the ESPN, for example, but I got something here that you could be like, he actually did something. Because one thing to have a dream, a lot of people have a dream, but it stays a dream, and then they don't do nothing after that. I at least tell my kids like, hey, Pops had a dream. I actually tried to make it happen. That's something that you could actually hold on to, and if it does do what I think, hopefully it does. Now you got something left behind. Like, hey, Pops did this. I could do this. I could do anything, or I could go greater than him, which is always the desire anyway, for your kids to do greater, more than you've done, even that you've done. And you mentioned something earlier with telling kids these life lessons. What was the reason for you, outside of even that, of desire to actually get into coaching? A lot of people stop playing and they either go to LA Fitness or they leave the game alone completely. You are still in the game and you've been coaching for a minute. Why coaching for you?
Part of it was ego. I'm not gonna lie. Let's start with that, because a lot of people don't keep it real about it. So part of it was ego, just to throw something else on my resume to try to separate myself from the pack of people doing whatever I do or whatever I thought I did. So part of it was self-serving. The more important part was the ability or the opportunity to help kids, especially at the JUCO level, because like we touched on it. I've seen every side of that, and I feel like I'm the perfect person to navigate anyone through the waters of junior college basketball. And then also, I definitely want to coach my kids in high school. So if I can just keep stacking my resume, especially with college and whatever other opportunities I get, you know, I would love the opportunity to coach my sons in high school. I teach them, I prepare them. I don't coach them much right now because I want them to be able to excel beyond daddy ball, because I see it. Like, I'm looking at kids, I'm like, damn, yeah, he's great when his dad's coaching him. You know, so I haven't been able to coach him much at all, really, but I'm looking forward to opportunities of coaching my boys, like, tremendously. But I would say those 3 reasons.
So for you, right, what is the main message, or what is one of the main things that you tell your JUCO kids that you coach?
It honestly depends on their type of situation, but I like to preach hard work and commitment. And like you said, those things can go beyond the basketball court. And as far as like one thing that I stand on with athletics in general, it's a story I always tell my boy H. Great guy, great friend of mine. I'll have to shout him out later. That's another thing. I was driving one day when my grandma was a little kid, and she's like, we're going to Old Country Buffet. I know it's some old shit you don't know about. So
I know.
Okay, bro,
I know about that spot.
So I'm like, yo, I don't want to go to buffet. I want pizza. You know, a little back and forth. And she told me, I told her, well, like, if we don't go get pizza, I'm getting out. And she pulled that shit over. She looked back at me, said, one monkey ass nigga ain't stopping my circus. You know what I'm saying? And like, I paraphrase that because it was powerful. I didn't think of it as a kid, but that memory stuck with me. And I would tell other people, like, hey, man, you can't really worry about who's supporting you or what they think you should be doing. Like, if this is what you want to do, you got to do it. And then when you look at the metaphor or whatever it is, it's like, yeah, you go to a circus. Think of everything going on in a circus. People on tight ropes, elephants, lions, tigers. Who really cares about one monkey? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely always try to share that story with anybody that's age appropriate. And talking about it with you today, I think I I'm surprised I haven't talked to my 7-year-old about that or told him the exact story. But I think I will. I think I will real soon.
Yeah, that's really important right there of
Yeah.
understanding that, in a sense, play your role and be focused on what you got to do.
That's it, man.
Something my pops always told me, and that stuck with me. And I see it now more as an adult. I understood it when he said it, but I see it now more as an adult. Like, it's a hard thing to come to grips with, but when you die, when anybody dies, the world don't stop spinning.
That's it, man.
The world doesn't
Yeah,
stop
yeah,
spinning.
yeah.
So it's similar to what you said. It's like, you can't think that just because you are going through this, that the world stops spinning and everything is about you and everything got to stop because, oh, you having a bad day. And when you talk about the athletics aspect, there's millions of kids that want that opportunity that you might be at a JUCO or a D1 or a D2. You don't handle your business, and you is no way in the world you think that the whole program is just going to stop because something's going on with you.
Yeah.
There's obviously some people that's different. You know,
No, you're right.
The
And
LeBrons
that's a
of the
great way to
world
look at it.
and things like that. But when you look at it on that aspect too, we talk about this all the time. Me and my co-host is like, a lot of times, and you could speak to this on your thoughts on it. A lot of times, players come into different programs. They come to the professional level thinking that they're going to be the man. And when they don't have that opportunity, they fizzle out
quickly.
Everybody, like Cam Reddish recently put out this video of him
I saw it cooking. Yeah.
And the thing I took away from though was like, one-on-one basketball isn't real basketball in this regard because you play, the game is five
It's
people.
a small part of it.
It's a very small part of it. And when you look at it, a lot of teams already, it's two people that get to do that pretty much. Maybe at max three. Two other people that get to go get busy, go get buckets, go one-on-one. What else are you going to do to then get that playing time? So if you could speak to that in that regard too, because I know for me, that was something I struggled with pretty much a lot of my basketball career. Is grasping, knowing what role to play and just accepting that role and try to embrace it versus, hey, I know I could go get 30. Nah, they not appreciating me. They not doing it.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to actually be a part of the team.
Maturity, first of all, maturity, because obviously, like you just said, you were thinking one way, grew up a little bit, started thinking the other way. But really, your role isn't, I think Jay Billis said it, like something like your role doesn't define who you are as a player. It's just a role. You may be an incredible player. You may be a dynamic player. But on this team, I need you to be our best defender. That's it. So when you get growth, maturity, and then on the coaching, and even as players and leaders, how we communicate, I think really matters too, because no one wants to feel like they're not a star, especially if they've been putting in work and they've been treated, quote unquote, like a star their whole life. That'll be a tough transition. So it's not saying it's not about you being a star. It's about you being a star in your role, which is more important, especially for the team, 100%.
Star in your role, that's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I could attest in regards of the maturity aspect, we played on the same team. After a while, part of it had to do with finances and having to travel there. But you was in the back of the bus with me sometimes trying to make sure I stayed locked in of understanding like, yo, we need you to be the best defender possible.
Yeah.
On this team.
I remember that a little bit. Yeah.
That
Super
was
feisty out there, going crazy. yeah, absolutely. That's funny.
Man, that was
funny.
tiring.
Yeah.
And it was like, at different times, I would take bad shot selections because I'm like, yo, I want to get a shot up. Because It was one game, we're doing the scouting report. It was somebody from Maryland, averaging like 43.
Okay.
Coach was like, you got him. I'm like, what the I got him.
Yeah.
So I stopped him like 3 straight possessions or something like that.
Think of what a huge compliment that is. Like when you think back, like
understanding
what a huge compliment for him to give that responsibility to you.
The maturity and to have that mindset, like, yo, that's like you said, that's an honor that, hey, we think you could actually slow down this player.
Who's clearly one of the best. Yeah.
3 straight possessions.
That's what's up.
Stop him. I came down the court. I think it was a swing to me. AO opening the corner. Nah, let me shoot this. The coach is like, nope.
Oh, that's bad, man. That's bad business. That hurts after starting off so great. I was with AO yesterday, yo. Our sons played each other. It was crazy. I was with
Shout
AO
out to
yesterday.
AO. If you from
The
Jersey,
young
you know.
the young OG, because he's like young boy to me, but you know.
If you from Jersey, you know who AO is.
Absolutely.
If you not from Jersey, Antoine Overy, Google him.
Do your research. One of Felicia's finest, yo.
That's all I say. Google him.
ABA legend.
Completely different. I'll put it right here for y'all. We've had him on the show, so I'll put up the link so you can go watch the episode.
Came through?
Yeah, AO was on
it.
He was on the show
better mention me. I'm calling him today. I am calling him today, and I need you to send me that video ASAP. I'm going to have a problem. We're going to edit his ass right out of here if he ain't mentioned me, man. That's my boy.
I got you.
Yo.
For you, right? Being in coaching, and I know one of the things you said that you do want to coach your sons in high school, which
yes.
It's funny you mentioned that because I literally just was saying to one of my friends that, yo, if possible, if I could do the little Dion route, be able to coach them high school at the collegiate level, even if I'm just on the coaching staff, that would be dope. For you, what do you want your legacy to be, though, as a coach?
That's a great question. Someone who cared for his players. You know, when I interviewed for the position, I was straight up. It's not really about how much you win. Obviously, you want to have 20-win seasons, but I told the administrator, the AD, the real win is in 2 years after the season when someone graduates, or 4 years after the season when they got a new job and they're giving you credit for some small thing you said in practice, or 10 years later when they got a family. Like, oh shit, I want to get emotional. You know what I'm saying?
You good.
Stop it. I'm not like Dave West. Everybody who knows me personally knows, like, you can't say anything wrong about that kid. I coached him in high school. He's like a 6'1", maybe, power forward. Just incredible. Like, he's like the dog. No, he's not a dog. Like, dude is a project dog. Like, if you ever seen a project dog, it's just like they won't go away. Yo. You don't know how they're surviving, and they just outlast everybody. You know, and I feel like, and I hope there's no offense to it, that's like the biggest compliment I could give him, because he's incredible and just relentless. He will not stop. And he's like 33. His birthday was today, actually. I'm not exactly 33, 34, something like that. You know, he's incredible. And he's not the best shooter. He's not the best ball handler. He's not the best defender. But, like, when he's on the court, he always looks like the best player. And he's so resilient and relentless that his play actually inspires me. His play totally inspires me. Dave West. But why did I even mention? Oh, to see him doing good. Like, things like that. To see Bryant Lewis, coached him in high school, see him flourishing, family man, and he's still calling me coach. Escalade, to see him doing great, even though he has limited respect for me when he sees me, and the first thing he's going to do is call me ugly or something. Like, he's my guy, and he always makes me laugh, and I know he's got a lot of love for me, but that's where the win is, to see guys that, like, I coached in high school just winning at the game of life, you know, just killing it out there. But that's where the win is.
That's something that a lot of people don't value sometimes. And something that, from the greatest coaches, that's what their mentality is. Even the point that you mentioned, like, yeah, I got to be honest that part of it was ego in it, but still at the core of it, though, is that aspect of understanding that, hey, after the ball starts, because you're not going to be able to play all your life.
No, man.
What comes from that? Who are you as a human? What do you do with your life outside of that? And to have that impact that they think about you, they have conversations, they see you still. It's the same feeling I get. I didn't coach as long as you've coached, but to have players still coming around in West Orange, have girls come to me like, hey, coach, hey, how's everything going?
Yeah.
They doing this. I worked at a couple summer camps last summer.
Okay.
See kids shop right. Hey,
Yeah,
coach,
yeah.
I'm
It's
working on my right
incredible.
hand. For me, that always is the bigger thing to me is like, all right, yes, of course, you want to see the players get better. And that's a win within itself for a player, for example, to not be able to use their left hand. And by the end of the season, they're using their left hand.
Mm-hmm.
But to know that, all right, basketball is done.
Yeah.
You're a good human being. That's the hugest compliment.
Yeah, it's paramount. Absolutely.
Oh, I got an invite to the wedding. Hugest compliment. You invited me to something to celebrate your life
Mm-hmm.
when all I was doing really was just my job of coaching.
Yeah.
Huge part. And anybody that doesn't have that mentality of doing that, I think they're losing out on themselves personally too. It's like, all right, you got the 1,000 wins, but do players respect you? Did players learn anything from you? Did players become better humans under your program? And I had somebody on from Stephen F. Austin. She was saying they preach that they want to have women come into their program. They come in as teenagers, girls, and they leave women with a better impact, a better focus, better view on life. You come in, you a teenager, just graduating high school, you leave as a woman with better morals, better mentality. So that I think should be a part of everybody's program.
Yeah.
And I know you've seen firsthand from playing and coaching, that's not everybody's mentality.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunately. For you, right? With JUCO, you being in it, coaching it, what is a common misconception about JUCO? And I want you to speak on because you played also ABA. What is a common misconception about the ABA?
Put them as a whole first that anybody could do it. Or they think there's a guy that played against you in LA Fitness that scored 5 points, let's say, not to demean you or anything. So he sees your resume, he's like, if he could do it, I could do it. But he don't understand. You know what I'm saying? He don't understand the late nights. He don't understand the early mornings. He don't understand the mental aspect. Like you said, you knowing you're capable of something, accepting a different role. No, not a lesser role, a different role. You know, so that's just a small, like 1, 2, 3, quick part of it. But that's one thing that, if he can do it, I could do it. No, you're not you. You're not me. You're not him. You can't do it, or you would do it. And if you think you can, then go do it. But besides, everybody can do it. Relating to both, also that it's kind of along the lines that everybody can do it. That the level of play that it's light. JUCO is not light, yo. JUCO is not light, and it's getting hard. It's going to be harder. It's going to be more competitive now because with the transfer portal, obviously, with prep school's always been around, but we'll keep it there. And then with the as my boy H says, the double reclassing.
Yeah.
It's like you don't even got to worry about a reclass. You're worrying about a double reclass. I'll give you an example, just not to stray away of that. Like I got a great player, Jordan Lugo. Yeah, he was really good for us, really good for us, and he's gonna be a junior when he transfers, and he's so young. He's 19, so he's gonna be competing with freshmen that are 19. So he does have the college experience. He is a great player. So I'm not gonna say he's not gonna have success. But when you look at how you want to maybe raise or steer your own student athletes, it's like now it's something you got to consider because that age it's crazy because we're all different from 17, 18, 19. Tremendous leaps. But everybody can't do it, and it's not easy. It's super competitive, and junior college specifically is not for the weak, yo. It's not for the weak. We had a structured system. A lot of JUCO, you don't. It's going to be up and down. I'll even say JUCO ball, but even with that, you better be able to run up and down. You better be able to do something. You better have an identifiable skill, or you're not going to get on that court in most aspects. And then with ABA, one thing about that, especially our team, Marsha, she's trying to get better every single day. So there was a part where, you know, I was the quote unquote star point guard at this point. One point guard comes into practice. I'm like, damn, who's this? Next week, another point guard. Next week, another point guard. I can name, I'm not going to get in that, but good girl. Again, I'm like, yo, Mars, what's good with you, yo? Like, you think I'm trash or something? You know, it motivated me. You know how I am, motivated. But I'm like, it's every week. Like, you really trying to get rid of me? Like, that's how I thought it and took it. So it just made me play harder. But, yeah, she has to get better. Because just like I have my goals, she has her goals.
Yeah.
And her goals are going to supersede mine because it's her stuff. This is her show.
She's the owner.
She's the owner. Sometimes she's the coach, Jim. Many roles. Great woman. Shout out Marsha, you know what I'm saying? I'll throw up in the shout out section, definitely. But, you know, but yeah, JUCO's not for the weak. And, you know, there's a great little snippet of Jimmy Butler talking about JUCO, how, like, when you pass that ball, you might not get it back. You know what I'm saying? So you're not just competing with the other team. You know, you're really competing with your teammates. So there's a game within a game that needs to be played respectfully. But, you know, everybody wants to eat. So it's tough.
That's the thing that people don't realize about JUCO at times, and I know some people stray away from it for that reason.
Yeah.
Is I've seen it firsthand. I know people that went JUCO that, yo, everybody on there trying to get out.
That's it. Yo, make it out.
Everybody there trying to get to that next offer, D2, D1, anywhere. And sometimes if it's not the right program, if it's not the right coach, not the right leaders on the floor, it can turn into a very selfish brand of basketball.
Yeah.
But you got to find the right program that works for you. And on the ABA side, bruh.
Well, specifically on the ABA side, because I should have said that when you asked, delusion, right? And I say it not as a negative, because there'll be games where we're playing people, and I'm like, yo, like, let's go. Like, it's time to play, bro. Like, for some of us on our team, especially the older guys, like, it's just rec, cardio, at the highest level we could do. Some of them. Me, it meant a lot, you know? It means a lot. But, like, for some guys we're playing against, they're trying to change their life, yo, from this moment on you. So it's like you, and they're not half as good as you. That's the funny part. Like, they're not even good, but that delusion is going to drive them to places. And you got to be able to match that, or that game could get really tough when it had no business being tough, you know, no business being tough.
Yeah.
Because outside of jerseys, these teams are on billboards, buses, there's such a big, not to minimize what we did in our brand of it, but I feel like you go to other places where there's nothing.
That's their everything.
Yeah, that's their everything. Like Jacksonville, like they treat them boys like kings. They invested the whole community in it. One talk I always had with Marsha is just like, there's so much basketball. Like your sister, you said, what she got going on today?
Going to West Orange.
Some big time game she got.
That's his county tournament.
There's another big game this week. Another big game. All these great schools in Newark, Talon and Bergen County, Blair and Cap. There's just tremendous basketball everywhere. So we got to find our niche. But I don't even know where we started with that one. Oh, delusion and
delusion,
stuff. Yeah.
Nah, it's definitely
it's a dangerous weapon.
Definitely, and to your point, like that's one thing I realized and took account of afterwards, seeing the business side of stuff.
Okay.
It's a lot that goes into that. It's a lot, specifically speaking to the ABA aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot that had to go behind that to try to get as many people in the seats, to try to get tickets. So that I know, I'm not going to say no names, but conversations had, practice, locker room, things of that nature, that it's like, nah, Marsha got a lot on her plate to try to figure this out. That's behind the scenes. Like, she's trying to get the best product on the court, but then still has a billion things to do behind the scenes to make this actually work, to make this actually a thing, which I don't think a lot of people factor that into when you get on a team. Like, just because it's the ABA doesn't mean that there's not a business side to it.
Yeah, she's putting on for Jersey. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Just like you know. So you had a different view. And I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying and alluding to. So we don't got to, I get it. And I understand what you're talking about. But Marsha Blunt, she's putting on from New Jersey. She's a dream maker. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys. And this is the crazy part. It's like, you might have a guy come and like, yo, I need that chicken. I need that money. It's like, yo, nobody ever paid you to play basketball. And this is another tough conversation I had as a leader on that team with a couple people. Like, if you're going to pay somebody, it ain't going to be you, buddy. So you got to figure something out. You know what I'm saying? Like
I said it all the time.
Like, this is just... sometimes you're getting paid, sometimes you're not. Like, you know how it is, these situations, but it's like, you're not that.
I've said it
you're
all the
not
time.
that. You're not that, man. Like, you're not that.
Specifically with that squad, I was talking to somebody.
Okay.
Somebody that was there.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, that would come to the game sometimes. Oh, yeah, how much is this person getting paid? This person getting paid? I said, I don't know no details of that, but if anybody else getting paid, it was Jason and Ayo. If anybody that
We've
needed
heard
to
that
get
a lot.
paid,
We heard that a lot. Yeah.
it would be those two first, and then anything else would trickle down after
trickle.
that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So I'm like, nah, definitely them. And to your point, mentioning that aspect, that's ABA, but on the collegiate level now, you have NIL.
Yeah.
What's your viewpoint on NIL?
I love it. I think it's great for the kids. We got hired. I don't know if you know, we got hired real late in the year or in the season. We got hired in October. I think we interviewed multiple times. Me and the head coach, Luke Gomez, great guy. We interviewed multiple times. Our last interview was a Friday, and whatever the following Monday was, we had a meeting, and Tuesday we had practice. So there was no recruiting. We barely had time to recruit with inside the school. We just went with what we had and try to make the best of it, do what we could, but we couldn't recruit outside kids. But as far as NIL, I love it. Trying my best already with a couple guys that we have for next year to figure out some deals for them. If you know anybody with branding deals, if anybody's looking at this with branding deals, we got young, marketable, talented athletes ready to give your brand a push. So we can definitely collaborate.
Hey, we definitely gonna make sure we share that clip out of any of the clips. We definitely want to share that clip. Make sure y'all connect with him. If you see this and you know whether it's you, your company, or you know somebody that could help out, definitely reach out to Jason. Also want to mention this and ask, because you mentioned the aspect of the transfer portal and that avenue. So recently, I don't know if you've seen it, like Rick Pitino mentioned.
You know I saw it, of course. Yeah.
Recently came out basically saying, yo, I don't want no freshmen, no 18 or 19-year-olds. Matt Barnes made comments saying, you 25, 26-year-old people, y'all need to go get a job. Obviously some other words that was used in between that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the transfer portal and the players that are 25, 26 still on the college scene?
Man, it is what it is, not to simplify it. And the writing's been on the wall since COVID, and not to that extreme, obviously, but like we talked about earlier with the double read class, that was the first, and then COVID, and then the extra eligibility. So, I mean, you just got to be able to navigate through the waters. I know it's going to be tough for younger kids. My kid's so young already, but he's on the trajectory to be a 17-year-old graduate, which is, we already know can be super tough for the athletes. But I do love, it's funny because, like, you mentioned it, and it's an uproar. Like, the writing's on the wall. It's been trending this way. If you have a pulse, you realize that, man, this kid's 24, this guy's 25. And I think it's great for those athletes that aren't really trending towards an NBA career, so they can get more experience and they can get that money, with the NIL deals, marketing and branding deals, whatever thing they have, to maximize their career as a student athlete. And I mean, you can be mad about it as much as you want, but it's not going to change anything. And it's not going to change anytime soon,
That's what my thoughts wasn't on too. Is like, specifically when Matt Barnes made those comments, I'm like, that is their job. And every case is different. It's not just a 26-year-old, 27-year-old that's trying to still chase the NBA dream, which is nothing wrong with that at that age. But
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of times, like you said, it's the reclassification, COVID, and then some people, they're injured. They end up redshirting. They had an ACL injury. They out 2 years. They come back. They can't control that. All right, now I'm 24, 25, and I still have 3 years of eligibility.
I'm not mad at him. And at the end of the day, if this is your thing, if that's your thing as a student athlete, you got the rest of your life to work. And in most
Literally.
cases, you're going to have to work the rest of your life. So if you want to put it off a couple years to do your thing on campus, who am I to be upset about that?
Exactly. Especially, and if you have the NIL option, because some
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
like you mentioned, for example, he ended up going overseas, but like Jimmer Fredette, if Jimmer Fredette was around doing
Oh,
NIL,
tremendous.
play your 4 years and you making bank, and it's a life changer. Like, obviously, she's in the W now, but from NIL, Andrew Reese recently was able to
Yeah. She's
retire her
working.
mom.
That's incredible.
Yeah, if you 25 and you got the opportunity,
That's crazy.
because on the collegiate level, NIL, some of those kids, like you said, afterwards have to get a regular 9 to 5. They're not seeing that money immediately once you graduate. There's no, unless you have a connection like that. 9 times out of 10, you graduate, you got an accounting degree. You're not going straight in making $200K off the rip.
Mm-hmm.
But I was in college
Yeah, getting it.
making $250. All right, I got a nice little springboard.
Beautiful. And I mean, with hybrid courses and distance learning or online classes, a student athlete could work 15 to 30 hours a week, depending on when they're in season, when they're out of season, and their academic load for the whole year easily.
Most definitely. So we'll see what goes on with that. Like you said, I don't think that's ever changing. This is where we're at now on the college basketball scene.
Slick Rick's trending though. You know, he's got a show on Vice too.
Yeah.
That's just like, it's crazy to see like everybody like, wow, this guy's incredible. Then I'll see an old school coach talk to those players, like so many different clips of him recently, but it's like, yo, this guy's been around for years.
At the JUCO level, you alluded to a little bit, but what are some of the challenges when it comes to the recruiting process at a JUCO?
With Bergen specifically, we don't have housing for student athletes. So let me break it down. What the situation I'm in? We're Region 19 NJCAA Division 3. Division 1, they have JUCO. Division 1 JUCOs, they have housing. So they're not housing. They can give you books, meals, all that stuff. There's probably like one in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. I'm not sure where it is, but most of those are like in the Midwest. Then there's Division 2. They give back players scholarships. And I'm not, some of these schools figure out ways for housing, you know, however they do it. You know, I'm not trying to point with all that stuff, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
D3, there's no scholarship, there's no housing. So that's the challenges we're up against as far as that. And then just recruiting great athletes, like great talent. Like my coaches, I'll put it out there, my coaches, we're recruiting that kid. He is. And I'm like, coach, this guy's incredible. But like, that's like my coach telling me I can't do something. I'm not going to tell him we're not going to get that kid. If you think you can get him, you get that kid. And I not only respect him for it, I admire him for it. So, and getting a talent like that would be, you know, tremendous. But then I would say the biggest challenge is retaining talent and keeping them eligible. Because, mind you, this is my first year coaching, so I have to say what's the challenges that I remember as a player. We actually lost a starter due to eligibility this year. So, you know, we lost a starter due to eligibility issues. And another role player who showed some promise to eligibility. So we lost 3 guys altogether. And then, like next year, we're going to bring so many great, talented players there that they're going to say, okay, I didn't get the minutes I want here. Maybe I can get them somewhere else. So keeping the the players, athletes eligible, and retaining it. That's going to be a big thing for us as far as recruiting so far.
All right, we got a couple of questions before we transition to that fourth quarter segment.
Okay.
Fun questions and things of that nature. But for you, some people have the mindset of I don't regret anything.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any regrets regarding your playing career?
I like how you said you set it up with the regret thing too, also because it's like you don't want to stray away from it, but you don't want to live in regret. I would change. Yeah, I would have been a better. I would not even better, just more mature, man. I was so young and wild, like going to school. I'd take the bus to school just to leave school, go hang out with my friends, go to the arcade, go get something to eat, come back to school, take the bus home, or go to school, take the bus to school. I think I'm gonna start a fight today in the cafeteria. Fight somebody, get suspended. Like so, it's like I suspended a day, 3 days, 5 days, 2 weeks, a semester, and then repeat it again. So it's like I would probably not do that. Not just to say the least. It's never a good idea to go to school or not go to school.
So within this, if you've been listening, you've been paying attention, there's been a lot of gems, a lot of wisdom that he's already shared. For you,
my boy said wisdom. I appreciate you, man. Give me one. My boy said wisdom. I like that.
For you, right? For those that's watching, a player that's aspiring to play at the collegiate level, D1, D2, JUCO, what would be the best piece of advice you would give them?
Keep working. Just work. Work, and then learn to trust your work. Work as hard as you can, and understand if you're not the most skilled player, you keep working, your skills are going to improve. And if you're not the most confident player, you keep working, you're going to build confidence from that practice, from the work. So work and then trust the work to simplify it.
I know I said it earlier that we had the title, but that's the title of the episode right there.
I ain't mad at you. I like it.
Keep working and trust your work.
This wasn't 20 minutes. Inside joke. You know what I'm saying? We made it, baby. We made it.
Yeah, so that's huge. I know from your playing career and coaching, you've seen that aspect where it's people that considered like practice players because they killing in practice, but then struggle on the court really due to a lack of confidence.
Yes.
Some people, they are overly confident, like you were saying earlier, where it's like delusion, and you think you Bron, and you not. You might be able to, but you got to then, like you said, keep working on it. So there's nothing wrong with having the confidence, but the work has to be coupled with it. And if you put in the work, keep working and it'll build the confidence. So that's
as a coach, I would love a couple delusional guys. I mean, they're all delusional, but I don't mind it. I'd rather have a kid that's delusional instead of somebody who really lacks self-confidence. It doesn't understand how great he'll be. I had a kid this year, Evan Megabird. I mean, he made an impact from the first tryout. And we're begging this guy, like, shoot the ball, shoot it. And I just felt like some of it was his confidence, when it shouldn't have been. He had a great high school career. I mentioned it. Oh, no, don't do that, coach. That's old. This is high school, moving on from that. Like, so mature. And when I tell you, like, he had some incredibly big games, 36, 32, like, at a high field goal percentage. He's a tremendous player, a great talent who will easily move on. We'll have him next year, but after that, there should be a line of schools that want a guy like him. He's got good height, at least 6'3", can shoot it, and can post up smaller players. But, he showed near the end of the season because he just started cooking. And we're like, yo, we've been waiting for that all year, baby. Like, come on. But I was happy to see him do great.
We just had somebody from George Mason. She's over playing in Spain, and she mentioned that, like, when she got to George Mason, the coaches, the players, her teammates, go kill. She was normally just a facilitator.
Okay.
But once she heard that from them, changed everything.
That's great. That's
to have, again, that confidence, your coaches, your teammates saying, nah, we know you're like that. Go be the killer that you are. So that's huge of building your own confidence, but then having your coaches and your teammates be able to see that in you and give you that boost, which some players actually need that. I need to hear it from my coaches. I need to hear it from my teammates because I don't want to step on no toes. I don't want to do anything, be a bad teammate. So that's huge. So we're in the fourth quarter segment. For me personally, every guest that we have on, I am a foodie. I love to eat food. Okay. I eat for four. It may not look like it, but I love to eat food. Favorite meal to eat that you won't get tired of?
Steak and potatoes.
Anywhere specifically you get it from, or you making it at home?
I'd rather home cook it. You know, I'm a regular type of dude. I don't really frequent steakhouses. I don't know what's going on this side, but it's not happening with me much. You know, I've never been in, but I don't mind cooking up a good steak.
All right.
Potatoes.
How you like your steak?
Yeah, pizza. Old school. I'm regular. Real simple, man. Real simple.
How you like your steak?
Oh, well done.
Well done.
My boy tells me I have no class. No class, but like, my man, I'm not here to impress somebody or how I order. Like, but yeah, no class. Well done.
Most definitely. Yeah. Mount Rushmore of coaches.
Dean Smith. Is it 4 or 5 people?
4.
So we can edit that part out. I'm not joking. You keep laughing. I'm not joking. Dean Smith.
Got you. All right.
Absolutely.
2 more we got for you. Okay. Starting 5 of Jersey basketball players.
Jersey
basketball players.
This is crazy. We got to start with Kyrie, right? Kyrie, whatever the kids call him. Kyrie Irving. Got to start with Kai. Tim Thomas is a must.
Shout out Tim.
It's a must. Patterson Catholic. Give me some time with this one.
It's cool because this is why I'm asking you. You have a lot of Jersey basketball knowledge.
Tim Thomas. So I got Tim at the 5 or the 4. Kyrie. People aren't going to like this. I don't really care. I'm going with Corey Chandler. See me when you see me. Like, and my whole thing about saying it, yeah, maybe he's not on anybody else's list of top 5 ever, but whoever disputed, you're not better than him. Like, so I'll go Kyrie. I'll go Corey Chandler. I'll go Tim Thomas. Damn, this is tough, bro. I'm going to say Donald Hand and Troy Murphy. He stressed me. See, this is one I wish you would have told me about before. Because you're like, yo, I do this. I interview people. I give them a list of questions. I get no list. I know we got a great relationship. And I told you anything goes, but I would have preferred, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm going to go home, Googling, thinking, but yeah, I'll go with Kyrie. Shout out to Kyrie, Corey, and Tim, definitely.
Most definitely. Those three right there.
Undisputed.
That's a lot of wins right there. So this is we mentioned it earlier, the segment where you could shout out some players, underrated or overlooked players in Jersey.
Underrated or overlooked. Escalade. Terrell Spalding. He's big on the circuit now, street ball circuit in Jersey or whatever. When I coached him, he's not gonna agree with it. He was like our 5th, 6th best player when I coached him in high school. Went to JUCO, did absolutely nothing. Went to Felician, 1,000 points in 2 years. And then hit the circuit, hit the streets, and everybody respects Terrell Spalding. All my guys, yo. Like you said, the AOs, the Corey Chandlers, the George Tejadas. I'm mentioning names a lot of people may not know. You got to give respect to Jesse Jones, right? Yeah, he grinds, yo. Like, whatever anybody's opinion of him is, like, the boy worked hard.
Yes, sir.
And he transforms himself into a better player. So shout out Jesse Jones, right? Because He's Jersey all the way. So many guys, man. I'm gonna just ramble off some more teammates I had. Like who else? Who else was there that I could shout out? Because I know I already shouted out a lot of people. My boy Jelon Holmes. He's from Brooklyn. He's not Jersey guy, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention him, because we also mentioned some things about my basketball journey, and I learned a lesson from him that it's always my fault. You know, as a point guard, you pass it to the guy in the corner, he don't catch it. It's my fault. I kick it ahead, man dribbles up, misses a layup. I should have known dude was gonna miss a layup. It's my fault. And I took that and I really ran with it in life, you know, to the point where, like, I tell a dude, like, if your wife has a bad day at work, it's your fault because you didn't send her out of here on cloud 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes that deep. So when it's all your fault and, you know, you learn how to be accountable for your actions, it just takes you to another level, especially as a basketball player.
That was a gem right there to end off the show right there. I'm glad you say that.
We're going to have a part 2. We're going to have a part 2, yo. Wasn't enough drama in this. We need to go viral, fight, argue, all that. Yeah. No, we're going to have a part 2. I know we are, yo.
We appreciate, again, of course, Jason Smith hopping on the podcast with us, taking time out of your schedule. But here at the BME podcast, y'all know the vibes. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Bench Mob, we out. Peace.
That was dope, yo.